If you wanna be solicitors, why don't you come and visit us at SQE TV?
This is SQE TV, the YouTube channel for wannabe solicitors with me, Jonny Hurst. In this video, we're going to be showing you that sometimes cheaper SQE courses are less affordable than more expensive ones.
SQE TV.
So how can it possibly be true that cheaper SQE courses are less affordable than more expensive ones? It sounds a preposterous statement, but actually there's a lot of truth in it. I'll explain in a moment, but let me firstly qualify the statement to say that it only sometimes applies. Because of course, if you've earned the money already, or you're fortunate enough to have family support financially, then it doesn't really relate to you. Because of course, a cheaper course means you've got the money in your pocket. It makes it more affordable than a more expensive one. But let me put this one to you. If you are a domestic student who is self-financing your course, who doesn't have the support of family or any nest egg that allows you to, write a check for your fees here and now, this is what's very important, because domestic students, if it's your first master's, if you study the SQE as a master's, have access to postgraduate loan funding from student finance for up to £12,167. It's not means tested, so if it's your first master's, you should get it provided your SQE course is an SQE Masters. And that really is a game changer for those students for reasons we'll explain in a few moments' time. Just to say, this is part of a series of a number of funding videos that we're going to be covering during the course of the next few months, because I know funding is an issue that's very, very serious in terms of the SQE. It's a struggle for many students, particularly those from a socially mobile background, that I'm very passionate about supporting.
SQE TV.
Now, for the rest of this video, what we're going to be doing is demonstrating through use of a case study that cheaper SQE courses are less affordable than SQE Masters courses. That's provided you have access to the funding from student finance of £12,167 if you are a domestic student studying a Masters for the first time. Now, I'm going to demonstrate with reference to an example featuring two of our students we've used in examples before. So we've got Ali. Ali is going to be doing a pure test prep course at one provider, and at the other end of the course spectrum, so to speak, we've got Boomi, who's going to be doing an SQE Masters course at a different provider. Now, in terms of the data and the numbers we're producing for you in this worked example, we've picked mid-range figures for both the test prep course that Ali's doing and mid-range figures for the SQE Masters course that Boomi's doing, just to be fair on all providers and just to be reasonable that there are different costs depending on where you study and who you study with and what type of course it is. So let's have a look at Ali's situation first of all. So Ali is doing a test prep course. Ali's course fee, it's the mid-range fee we talked about before, is £5,350, and that prepares Ali for both SQE 1 and SQE 2 assessments. But it doesn't cover the cost of the assessments themselves. So on top of the course fee of £5,350, Ali also needs to pay for the external exam fees, and these cost £4,564. So in total, the sum that Ali needs to find, on top of living expenses, of course, is £9,914, just shy of £10,000 plus living expenses. Now, let's compare Ali's situation to Boomi. Remember, Boomi is doing an SQE Masters course at a different provider. Let's pick the mid-range fee of £12,500 for the course that Boomi will be studying. And you'll notice immediately that that £12,500 is almost covered entirely by the funding of £12,167 from student finance, because Boomi will be accessing Masters funding. That means there's only a shortfall of £333 that Boomi needs to pay on top of the exam fees, which come to a total fund that she needs to raise of £4,897. So what I'm saying is that the total cost of Boomi's SQE journey is round about £5,000 plus living expenses, comparing that to Ali's that's £10,000 plus living expenses. So even though Boomi's course is more expensive, it makes her course more affordable. Boomi is going to get to the doors of the law school much sooner than Ali will do if they are both self-financing their course.
SQE TV.
So what options does Ali have here to fund his SQE journey? And remember, like Bhumi, Ali comes from a modest background and is self-financing the whole of his SQE. Now, he could, of course, borrow the £10,000 or so that he needs, plus his living expenses from a high street bank or another lender. But interest rates from private lenders tend to be much higher than student loans, and critically, any private loan that Ali takes out will have much stricter repayment terms. In fact, what's almost certain to be the case is that he's going to have to start repaying the loan almost immediately, and he'll have to pay it over a much shorter period. Now, such financial pressures might be something that Ali would prefer to avoid, but his only other option really is to take a break to earn enough money then to pay for the course. Bhumi, on the other hand, gets a much more comprehensive course. There's a lot of added value in the additional learning and skills covered in SQE Masters courses, but critically for Bhumi, the cash she needs to privately borrow is £5,000 less than Ali, and so she's likely to be able to start her course earlier and or have less financial pressure as soon as she completes her SQE studies. So that's why we say that sometimes doing a cheaper course is less affordable than doing a more expensive SQE Masters. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do click the like button and also subscribe to this channel. We've got many more videos of this nature covering funding that I know a lot of students want to see. It just remains for me to say thank you so much indeed. Click the like button and do subscribe to the channel, and do enjoy our jingle one more time.
If you wanna be solicitors, why don't you come and visit us at SQE?